Welcome to another episode of Girl Talk. I'm here with the beautiful ladies of St. Mary and St. Anthony's Church in Ridgewood, Queens, New York. Welcome, ladies. It's nice to see you. Today, we're actually talking about Prince Charming, white dresses, and fairy tales. And I just want to get your opinions on exactly what it is you think marriage is about, because I know in society today we love the whole fairy tale of white, Prince Charming riding in on his white horse and saving the day and taking you into this whole fairy tale land, right? So in your age group, which would be high school, do you guys still believe in those fairy tales? Do you wish that they were true, or what is it that you want your marriage to be like?
Well, what I think is, I really want to to pass by a man that's like that, that's like caring for you, and yeah, you're gonna have to make sacrifices, but it's worth it. Like the guy you meet is perfect for you, and you feel like a strange connection that it works. But I know it's not like Prince Charming, the white horse. It's not true to me. Like I can't picture my future husband being that way. Like, I know it's not real. I know it's not gonna happen. So I just go back to reality, and I just I try to find. Well, I'm not trying to find right now, but I would like a husband that's basically, in my opinion, caring, and yeah, that I will be able to make sacrifices. I will think about him before myself. So.
Okay. Anyone agree or disagree with her? Sylvia?
I agree. I say that in reality, this all lovey-dovey stage of we're in love and we're gonna get married, and yeah, okay, get married, and you plan the perfect wedding with all these ridiculous amounts of white, and in the end it's one day, and then whatever, and then this lovey stage in reality lasts for a year, and then you start to hit major problems, because now it's not one person you're taking in their opinion, it's two people, and these two people have to agree, or else your home will become divided and it'll break down. So it takes a while to get used to. So marriage is really this lovey-dovey stuff that we hear about in fairy tales and on TV and in songs. It's really just the stage right before the marriage, where you're and then you finally connect and get married, and then you start to hit life.
Okay, so you're not about the fairy tales. You're more of a cut and dry, this is what's going to happen in the future, we're going to be dealing with problems.
Well, I'd like a nice wedding, of course, as much as the next girl, but it's you have to be prepared for it. You can't just believe it's all going to mean we're not going to live happily ever after. There's got to be some kind of problem.
Okay. Not that happily ever after doesn't mean...
Oh, well, yeah, there's...
Just dealing with problems the right way.
There's conflict along with happiness.
Okay. Nardine?
Okay. Personally, I would love, for Prince Charming, who wouldn't, right? And I think that, yes, you're going to be dealing with problems, but I think, the most important part before, obviously, you're going to deal with problems, but I think, the most important part before you get married is, to realize that, yes, you guys connect, and, there's so much love. I think, and I've said this before, and I've actually stolen this quote from CYC, I think that, before you get married, you need to be in love with God first before you can love, able to love somebody else. So I think, if you love God so much and you love the person with you, that if you if you set your eyes on God first, all the problems that come to it will just come easily, because, not easily, but, God will help you through it. So, yeah, I want a fairy tale. I want someone who loves me completely, and,
So the blessing of being fully committed to God first will lead to a successful marriage. Okay.
Okay, I think that every girl would love to walk into a room and the guy and the girl's eyes just click, and then from there oh, he's the perfect one and stuff. That would be amazing, honestly. I just walk into the room and there's my husband. But then after that, I think the love could last forever. Like, it doesn't have to die and, like, problems don't have to start. You're obviously going to have problems in your marriage because you both have to consider each other. But through the love, you could work it out. Like, an example with my parents, when my dad's upset and he doesn't want to talk, my mom still, she doesn't just, like, take it and say, okay, fine, he doesn't want to talk, and she leaves him alone. She tries to help him because when he's upset, she feels the pain also. So it's like they feel each other.
So it's the sacrifice? Mm-hmm. The sacrifice would be the word? Okay.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with like a fairy tale wedding and the man and the woman are completely in love and they love each other throughout their whole lives. I mean, the details that happen, obviously, they're not going to set their eyes on each other and fall in love, and there's not going to be any problems. But yeah, I really believe that people can love each other for the rest of their lives throughout all the problems and just, I mean, have a happy wedding. That's what I want, and I know it's not going to be easy, and there's going to be steps towards that, but I think it's possible.
Yes!
Okay, well, we're talking, we spoke about how the wedding day is just a day. You know, we want the big wedding and the dress and the flowers and all these really nice things, but it's really just a day. And once you pass that, everything hits home, right? So how do you know, or how do you establish that foundation? What do you think is the key element or the key quality that each person must have? Like, just give me one quality.
Just one quality?
Yeah, or one character trait that the person must have in order for no matter what you deal with in your marriage, you'll be okay.
Patience.
Can you expand on that? Why?
Well, yeah, because you can't expect, like Marina said, to just walk into the room and find your husband there. Like, it's not like he has a label on his head, like, I'm poor Marina.
Don't you wish?
Yeah, I wish, but I don't think that's going to happen. Like, you have to get to know the person for who he is, for everything about him. And then if God is, like, blessing this relationship, if it's going to happen, it's not going to take time. It's not going to happen. I mean, it is going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. You have to keep an open mind and see everything, like, with an open mind, and hopefully things will fall into place.
What about you?
I think the husband or your potential husband has to be God-fearing, because that's the most important part, because if he's not God-fearing and God is not his priority. I remember you saying this before, that two halves don't make a whole. You have to be completely and fully in Christ in order to become one in marriage.
Okay, awesome. Anyone else? Yeah.
I definitely think that your spouse has to be trustworthy. I mean, like throughout the engagement and the courting and things like that. I think that one little slip, I feel like just anything that's very little that you trusted him with, or it involved trust. I think that if there's some things going on throughout the engagement or whatever, I think that you really need to pay attention even to the little stuff, because once you're married, you can't do anything about it. So I think trustworthy is definitely one of the key elements he has to have, you know. Yeah.
Okay, so we said patience, we said trustworthiness, we said that you have to be a whole person. You can't just be half a person and expect him to make you whole, or him to be half a person and you try to change him or to complete him. It's not a you can complete me type thing, even though that's what society tells us all the time, right? Oh, you complete me, it's this fairy tale, and that's what it ends up being, and it's a complete disaster at the end of the day, right? And Monica, you said?
I didn't say anything. I do have a...
Oh, okay.
My future spouse, he should be selfless, I believe, because if he's taking that commitment of marrying me, he's also agreeing to later on we're probably going to have kids, and he's going to have a lot of responsibility. So sometimes he's going to have to put my future kids and me before him, I think. It's good. I will put him before me, and I will put my kids before me, but he can't just keep to himself. He can't be selfish.
Yes!
So it's sacrifice, right? And one of you did say God-fearing, which is the one I was waiting for. We'll talk about that after Sylvia.
To go along with what Monica just said, along with being selfless, it's more like accommodation to like take into account like what, because this is like, as she said, to be a whole. If you're two wholes, you have to like become halves in Christ, sort of. You have to be one. So it like if you bring two different personalities and try to make them one, and if they don't harmonize at first, then you need to learn to do that. And it may seem in the engagement or courtship stage that it does work, but that means you like. I feel like you have to. There's got to be some like, even if it's you're perfect for each other and this is what God meant for it to be, there's got to be the littlest bit of conflict because you are two different people. So like, of course you will get over that if you're meant to be, but you just have to, like, if you want to know, then it can't be like everything is perfect. There has to be the teensiest bit of problem.
Yes.
That you have to like accommodate for. That's my point.
Okay, so the accommodation. I think what I have heard and what I was advised actually was that the first thing that you need to look for is a God-fearing man. A man, not a boy, okay? Because there's a major difference. And when he's God-fearing, every single thing follows. Everything. So even though you have, there's a difference between character and there's a difference between the character and personality. Character is something that is established in a person from when they're younger. You know, the trustworthiness. The patience is a little bit more on the personality side. You can increase in patience if you try, but truthfulness and honesty and all those types of characteristics, that's character, that's foundation, and that in a man is the most important. And then the personality is what what you'd like in the person. You'd like him to be funny. You'd like him to I don't know, good looking would be like, not his personality, but his appearance, But the character is the most important thing. And so when a person is God-fearing, that character is firmly established. And so there's no wavering from that. And everything else follows. And that stability and that selflessness, all that is in a man that's God-fearing. Because he ends up being so committed to God. And what did God promise the church? What did God promise the church? I'm sorry? To die for it, right? To die for her. That was his sacrifice to the church. That I will lay down my life for you. And that is what the man is commanded to do in a marriage, is he's supposed to be able to lay down his life as Christ was able to lay down his life for the church. So they have a very big responsibility, which is why he's a God-fearing man, not a God-fearing boy. Okay? I also want to ask you, when it comes to sacrifice, what are your thoughts on sacrifice in marriage? A couple of you said it's really important, but I want to kind of dwell on it a little bit because of the importance of it. So what do you think sacrifice in a marriage really entails?
I think sacrifice in a marriage is compromise. Everybody has, like you said, everybody has their own personality, but I mean, you guys, under the altar of God, during the actual, ceremony of, getting married, they say the two become into one. So I think, you have to sacrifice a bit of your, needs or, things that you want or, how you are. You're sacrificing a bit of that so, you guys could, work. You blend in together.
I think we're going to have to continue this episode next time. Thank you for joining us today. Please respond to us with any questions or concerns. We are actually on Facebook at Girl Talk at CYC, and also you can email us at girltalk@cycnow.com. Thank you again for joining us today. See you next time.